In this video, I'm going to tell you how often you should be updating your music website. What's up guys, Brandon here from KDMR Music, the channel making you a more successful musician through videos about music marketing and strategy. And today we're talking about how often you should be updating your website. Now, you guys have heard me preaching about why you need a website. You need a space that you own and that you control. You need to be able to manage the relationships that you have with your fans and not just rent them from other platforms. So you need a website. That's not up for debate. But the huge mistake I see musicians making all the time is they spend all this time, all this effort, in some cases a whole lot of money, building a beautiful website. And then it just sits there. They don't do anything else with it. They don't update it. They don't put their newest album. They don't put any new updates. They don't put any new photos. It's just there, right? You've gained 30 pounds since your last website photo shoot. What's going on, fam? Right? And so we need to talk about how often you're updating your website because it's not doing you any good if it's not up to date. Now, this video is brought to you by Bandzoogle. Now, Bandzoogle is an all-in-one website building platform made specifically for musicians. So you can use one of their hundreds of templates to create a beautiful website. You can fully customize it to your liking. Colors, spacing, fonts, all that, right? And they've even got integrations so that you can sell your music, sell your merchandise, even crowdfund an album without paying a commission on each sale. Now, if you want to try Bandzoogle, you can get a 30-day free trial using the link in the description below. And if you like it, use my coupon code DREAM at checkout and you'll save 15% on your first year of subscription. So a huge shout out to Bandzoogle for sponsoring this video. Now, let's talk about how often you need to be updating your website. Because look, man, those pictures you took 5 years ago, they're not going to cut it, right? Now, there are just a couple of schools of thought when it comes to updating your website. There are some people that will update the website every time there's any little change, any little thing, right? They're going to put it up there on the website. And then there are others who won't make any changes to their website until there's like an album to release, right? But we got to put an end to that. We got to make sure that no matter where you are in your career, your website reflects what you're doing now, what you're doing lately, right? Because here's what happens, right? A lot of musicians think that just having the website is what sets them apart from everyone else. My website looks good. That means people think I'm a professional. Wrong. Because your website is 5 years old and it looks like, for the average fan that just clicks on the website and comes there for the first time, it looks like you're that dude that released an album one time and nothing ever happened. So you quit, you move back in with your parents, and there goes your music career. Little do they know that if they go on Instagram, you're still popping. They go on Twitter, you're still popping. Social media cannot be the only place where you're still popping and where you're still active. So let's talk about how often you need to update your website. So as I was saying, there really are two schools of thought. And I don't think either way is the wrong way when it comes to updating your website. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each method. There are some people who will update their websites every single time something significant happens. I'm not just talking about life events with the band, right? But let's say you got a sync placement on Insecure, right? Let's say your song got played on MTV's Catfish, right? People will put up a blog post about that, about every little thing. If a blog or a website or a magazine mentions you, they'll put up a blog post about that on your website, right? And that's good. That's good for a couple of reasons. And the first is search engine optimization, because the more reputable sources that your website links to, and as well as those websites linking back to you, the higher your website is in the search results. So that's helpful because if a fan, searches for, I don't know, your group name is called The Punisher, right? So somebody searches for The Punisher, maybe you show up instead of the Marvel TV show. But probably not, because that's Disney money. You don't want to play with Disney money. Don't name your band The Punisher. How about that, right? But anyway, it's really good for search engine optimization because you don't want the only place that people find out about you to be Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud. So if your website can show up first before all those other sources, that's a huge win for you. So updating your website every time you get notable press or mentions or blog placements, or anytime like something really cool happens to you, treating it sort of like a news feed, that's one approach. And then the other approach is going to be making sure that you are releasing or that you are updating your website every time you release music, right? So think about it. When you go in and record an album and your album is done, there are a few things that you should be doing. You should absolutely have a video, right? You should definitely shoot at least one video. Even if it's not a full performance video, it might be a behind the scenes, a making of my album, documentary style video. So you're going to want to make sure you do that. You're going to want to make sure you've got new photos, right? Because again, if you gained 30 pounds since the last time they saw you, you're going to want to update that. Not because, you're bigger, but because you're different. You look different. People want to see the guy on stage on your website too. So you want to make sure that every time you got a new project coming out, you're taking new press photos. Maybe you're reworking your brand imagery. So you might have a different logo, or your logo might be a different color. You might have logo specifically for your album. All these things need to be taken into consideration, and your website should reflect whatever your latest project is. Now, again, most people are going to release an album at least once a year, whether it's an album, an EP, a single. So make sure that you put up there, hey, this is my new single out this day, right? And the other page that needs to be updated on your website is your discography. Every time you post a new project, you need to have it alongside all of your old projects. And what this does is when people come to your website, they see, okay, he had an album in September of 2021, and then he had one back in August. He had one in February 2021. He didn't have anything in 2020, but he did have a little web series called Pandemic Living, right? You see where I'm going with this? People can see your story in the updates of your website. But the worst thing you can do is put up a website one time and just leave it alone. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you now know that you need to be updating your website as you grow, as you mature in your career. Your website needs to grow and mature along with you so that anyone who happens to stumble on it is seeing the newest, the most updated, the best version of you possible. Now, again, I got to give a huge shout out to Bandzoogle for making websites easy for musicians to build. If you want to try Bandzoogle, you can use a 30-day free trial just by using the link in the description below. And make sure you use that coupon code DREAM at checkout to save 15% on your annual subscription just for the first year. Now, again, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you've got questions about music marketing, about what should go on your website, about press releases, all those types of things, leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Until then, be safe, be well, keep dreaming, and work hard to make those music business dreams your reality. Peace.